Hi, this is Pam from Heart of Texas. I want to give you a quick video preview of our 12 Days of Christmas Graphic 45 photo flip album. That's our new album for the Christmas holidays. This is all using Graphic 45, 12 Days of Christmas. It is an album that you assemble from start to finish. We use craft text on the spine to hold the three pieces together. I'll do a tutorial on how to do that, so you'll see how to do that step by step. It's really a quick and easy tutorial and a quick and easy book to assemble. The cover page is just used by stacking up some lightweight chipboard covered with paper. We have a sticker that's from the collection that, see if I can zoom in a little bit and you can see this a little easier, that has some sequins and some jewels on it. An Imagine sticker that I used, the lightweight chipboard. The lightweight chipboard's included in your kit, so you can just cut it to fit. Each one of these is layered with the chipboard. The last one is just adhere this sticker to this one with some score tape, and then I used foam mounting tape all the way down to adhere. These are already glued to adhere this whole little collection to the front of the page, and then there's a bow that's tied and used. I can see if you can see this. Get in real close. This has some leaves and a little pearl pin. This has some tie the bow and adhere it with score tape, and then I just use little pieces of score tape to kind of scrunch it up and give it a little bit of dimension. Then your spine is covered in craft text, but it also has a cover over the spine with the Graphic 45 paper, and you can see that it's cut. You have your instructions. This is the stripe paper and this is your border, so that it looks like this. And then when you open your album up, everything is pretty much a mirror image of the other side, so it's a little bit faster to do. This is the left side and the right side the way I'm looking at it, and this has a cutout Happy Holidays. Let me move that light, shine right on it. And this one has a place for a photo. On the album spine, it is covered in craft text on the sides, and then I just cut 3 strips of the same paper I used on the outside for the spine coverage and just cut them and added them to this. I didn't have it go over this because this is so thick anyway with the 2 sheets of craft text and then the one outside, so this gave it a little bit easier closing and easier to manipulate. But this has the 12 Days of Christmas sticker, and these are all mounted on the lightweight chipboard that it comes in. This is the cover of the top of the assembly, and you don't want to do this until you have all your pages decorated and you're ready to adhere it down to the album base itself, because it's going to get thicker as you use it, so you want to make sure you have enough allowance to do that. You don't adhere anything on the top edge, it's just all on the front and the back. So you'll use score tape, say from here to here, and the same on the back, just leaving this without any glue. You can see that it has some movement allowance, and that's going to allow it to flip without sticking. So then the first page back is the 12 Days of Christmas, and I just left it plain, and I used glossy accents, and I know you probably can't see it that well from here, but it is there on the birds and the geese, the 2 ladies. Just added that. And this is a page 2 front is one of their 4x6 icons, and I just scored 1/4 of an inch here and added score tape so that it would flip open and you have a place for your pictures. I used some photo corners, the photo corners here, and added some glossy accents over that to give it some stability, just to be able to flip them open. And in page 2 back looks like this. Let me pull it down a little bit. It has a sticker on the top, right up here, and a border down at the bottom that's scalloped punched, and then it has a cutout, a black cutout of a tree and a window. So you can get 4 pictures in here, so that's 8 pictures on this page. They're small. I just added score tape around the edge and left. I had to glue it all down, but I would just leave it open until you're ready to add your pictures. And then this, I have a sticker with the pears and just a jute bow tied to it. Let me see if you can see that a little bit better, like that. And you can see the border punch. On the 3rd page on the front is a pocket page. Using the cards again, the icon 4x6s, I just trimmed the green border off and added added glue around the 3 sides. I added 1/8 inch score tape on the outside edges and then glossy accents on the bottom to hold the pocket so that this tag won't stick to it. And then I added circles to the front and the back of the tags. You can glossy accent them if you want to. I didn't. And then you have a banner up here on the top, and then this is cut, a separate piece of paper. The measurements are on it, and I used the scallop punch here. On the bottom I used a border punch on this. On the back of page 3 is just some little photo places here, and it has some let's see if you can see this. This one is just a partridge in a pear tree, and I have layered 2 stickers here and here on top of this, added some jute. This one has 3 stickers, and I put them together and on the lightweight chipboard, just stub punched the outside edges and added it to that. I didn't add any jute to it. The 4th page is the 12th days on the 9th day of Christmas, but I added vellum to both of the sides, and I really don't know if you can see it. It's really light, but it's on there, and this is used as a photo holder, kind of like a bulletin board. You just simply add your 1/8 inch score tape around the outside perimeter of this and leaving this open. This one is taped down, so I can't move it, but you could just add, if I can get it to pick up, a small photo in there and place them where you want to. I probably 2x3s or something like that, just small, or some stickers would be fine. And then I took the paper that I had cut apart, I saved the bottom border and just went ahead and filled it back in here and glued the little square sticker on top of that. And this is the page that has the magnet on it. This is just a border punch, or a border that we put on the top. And let me get in a little closer. It's hard to show this. Let me turn it sideways so maybe I can see it a little better. You can see it. I'll just show you one side because they're the same other than different stickers, and you'll see that in the photos. But this has a border that has the measurements, and again I used the scallop punch. I added a sticker strip there. On this one I added the 3 postage stamps to the cardstock, cut them out and adhered them, put glossy accents over them, and the 2 small stickers. On this is cut with and then just have a score line of 1/4 of an inch on the top and add an 1/8 of an inch piece of score tape so that it flips up and it's going to give you a photo flap. I thought maybe one long tall one would be great for your Christmas tree. This does have a magnet in it. It's a very small magnet, so you want to look for them when you get your kit. But the magnet is placed underneath this strip, and then we use a piece of metal that's not a magnet to adhere it under here. So what you want to do is, when you're doing this page, you want to kind of measure the center of your paper and put your piece of metal just right here, and then go ahead and adhere your photo mat down then put your magnet, and I don't think I have one. I don't have a magnet up here. Let me see if I have one. Right here. These magnets are so strong that it's hard to get them apart. So be ready. All right. Okay, so you would take this little, this is a magnet. Some of them are about this size. A little bit bigger, they're thin. They're from real earth. And just put it down. You can see how it attracts itself to the metal. It's not another magnet. It's just it's an easier way to get use out of all your magnets. It's about it looks like, let me show you. It's a piece of metal that's about this big there, so about 1/4 of an inch that we cut, and you can put it on there. And you can see they like each other a lot. So then you put this down and on the top while it's attached, and then just take your finger and rub over this, and it'll leave a slight impression of where your magnet is. So then you want to put you don't have this strip on here yet, it's just the top. Put your magnet on here with a little bit of glossy accents, and then add your border to keep it down. And you can see that it's sealed down just fine. And the same way with the other one. And then this is the other side, or the back of page 5. Let me get out so you can see this. This is the Photo Flip Mini on this side. Let me move it around without getting my camera too upset. Let me try it up here. There. I think you can see both sides. This one is just the photo flips, just like we did. We added a strip on that 1-inch piece that we had, which is right here. We added a little strip of, I think, 12 Drummers Drumming. Is just one that's cut out of the cover for the spine. I just added that, and this is, and then you cut a strip here and add a border for that on. You can see that a little better right here. In the picture, you'll see the little 12 Drummers Drumming on it. And then this is the window. You put a piece of paper behind it, one of the Graphic 45 papers, and the 9 Ladies Dancing. I just used glossy accents on her, and then added, put that on the outside to look like a wreath, and the Believe in tab on that. The rest of them, I've just kind of just put the papers on, so that when, just to show you what it'll look like once you get them on there. There's nothing on the back, so now you can see you really can't see this strip. I think it doesn't call attention to it if you don't add it, but it's up to you. And then you can add pictures and pull these off if you don't want to use those, or if you'll have plenty if you want to do both. And then the other side of it looks like this. This is another icon. I just trimmed it up around the edges just a little, and used the scallop punch on the bottom. Again, the 12 Days of Christmas stamp up here, the border here, and it's the same. And this is adhered to the top of this page 5. To assemble page 5 to the base, you're going to use score tape, and you're going to use a lot of score tape. You want it almost solid with score tape, because this is going to get the most use, and you do not want it coming loose. So you want to burnish it before you put it down with the score tape, and then once you get it done, go back and burnish it, you know, as much as you can around it once you've added your photo flips. I don't usually, I add this before I put it all together, because I want to have it complete and make sure I don't have any changes. But before you put the score tape, or before you do that, you want to cover this. And so we'll rewind a little bit. Once you get the photo flip on, you want to adhere this cover for the top, and you can see kind of what it looks like. I didn't score it. I didn't want to weaken this paper, so I just put it on here, kind of burnished it or rubbed it on the table a little bit to just kind of soften this paper up, and then just wrapped it around. It's still loose on the top because I don't want it to weaken when these are flipped back and forth. So you don't put any glue on this top cover. You just put score tape on the front here and on the back. It goes down about the same. But I didn't score it. I did on others, and I like this better because there's not that score line that's going to weaken this paper. When you put them on, you just want to make sure that they're pretty even, same distance apart, and then put your score tape on. There's not a lot of bulk in these because the little bit that I put on tends to make everything stick up a little bit more than I really want it to. So I just left everything flat and did just the lightweight chipboard to give it just a little depth. But once you get this on with score tape, start at the front and make sure you have them even. Measure, I don't even remember, probably 1.25 inches down from the top. You can kind of tell, and then just, you know, kind of manipulate your paper around. And once you get that done, put your score tape here, put your score tape on the outside of your top of your cover, your fold, and then start putting your score tape on the back from the top of this all the way down. And you want to run paper or score tape across, you know, the bottom up and down, just like you normally would, to cover it really well so that it won't come undone with time. And then just start slowly. I have started at the outside edge and the bottom edge to make sure that everything was lined up, and the top edge was lined up too. And you know, make sure it's going to cover your black on this side. Should, because you're going to cut these wide enough to cover it. The same here. I think on this one I had these 5 pages. This one was a little bit too long, so I just took a real sharp knife and cut it off even with this. And you're going to cut a sliver, maybe a 1/16 of an inch. But that's how you do it. And then you can see that once it's done, you have a beautiful creation ready for Christmas. And again, thanks for looking.